Western Europe has seen an intense rise in deadly attacks by Muslims after 4 incidents in 1 week, with 3 attacks in Germany, 1 in France. 3 are attributable to ISIS. Tuesday night, July 19th, Germany. An Afghan refugee with a heavy axe attacked 4 people on a moving train, wounding 4, including 3 seriously. ISIS claimed a connection to the attack. Sunday morning, July 24th, Germany. A Syrian refugee with a history of violence attacked 6 people, including 1 fatally, with a machete outside a fast food kiosk. Police are initially treating it as a crime of passion. Sunday night, July 24th, Germany. A Syrian refugee set off a suicide bomb outside of a music festival after being denied entrance because he had no ticket. 15 others were wounded. ISIS claimed a connection to the bomber. Tuesday morning, July 26th, France. 2 men held a priest, 2 nuns, and congregants attending a mass hostage and beheaded the 84-year-old priest conducting the mass. A third man, identified as Sid Ahmed Glam, was arrested. He was parked nearby with an arsenal of weapons, including AK-47s and bulletproof vests. He was also charged with the death of a woman who police believe was killed during an attempted carjacking. This man had been arrested on April 2015 after shooting himself in the leg. Also, one of the terrorists was on bail awaiting trial on terrorist offenses. The assailants are said by ISIS to be part of their jihad. All of these attacks are attributable to Muslim refugees. Aside from the initial report of the German machete attack, all are ISIS-inspired or directed. These events show how broken Europe has become after opening their borders indiscriminately. What I'm trying to say is the disproportionate crime rate of Muslims in Western Europe is unmistakable and is getting worse. ISIS-inspired attacks, plus mass shootings and knifings by those motivated by other reasons, are making it harder and harder for people in places like France, Germany, and Sweden, the rape capital of the world, to live a normal life. There are a few things I believe need to be done in these countries in order to reduce the number of attacks by immigrants. 1. No more Muslim immigrants without proper vetting, though there should be relaxed standards for verifiable refugees. I'd especially like to see the exclusion of unaccompanied males over the age of 15. A valid refugee is one thing. A 22-year-old man who doesn't speak the local language is unlikely to find a place in the local economy. This makes him a drain on resources and more likely to be radicalized, as many unemployed Muslim men have self-esteem issues and a lot of time on their hands. They're also more likely to live in Muslim enclaves, which increases their exposure to radical Islam. Make deportation more effective. The deportation laws in places like Germany and France are unenforced to a great degree. Sweden's deportation system is so lax that many deportees return again and again, feeding off of Sweden's policy of paying new immigrants a stipend upon entry to the country. The third man in the French church attack had been arrested for gun possession and was found with a list of Catholic churches slated for attacks, and he went to jail for it. How do you not kick this guy out of the country for good? Third, make assimilation into the local society mandatory. No more immigrants lingering on unemployment, unable to speak the language, and therefore unfit for even basic labor jobs. If you're over 21 and not a contributing member of society within 2 years of arrival, you're out. Done. Along with this, clean up the Muslim ghettos. Don't let them intimidate you so badly that the police and ambulances can't enter without fear of being attacked. Watch the Australian 60 Minutes video of what happened to the crew in Little Mogadishu, Stockholm, for a glimpse into this kind of insular society. Don't allow this kind of insult to your country's laws to exist. If they persist, kick out anyone who is not a citizen. This would result in a large culling of those who create the atmosphere of hate and fear in these cities within cities. 4. Don't give Muslims a free pass due to fear of being labeled racist or, heaven forbid, Islamophobic. Look at the illegal protests Muslims have participated in. Signs reading "Kill all unbelievers" and "Islam will take over your country" show a complete disregard for the law, while law enforcement shows a complete disregard for those breaking said laws. If far-right protesters had signs calling for the death of Muslims, they would be in jail right then and there. The protests in London 2 years ago saw the Al-Qaeda flag in full display and traffic unlawfully blocked as protesters prayed in the street. Surely this is not tolerated if UKIP does the same. Similar protests have happened in Milan, Italy, Los Angeles, California, and Manhattan, New York. The Manhattan Parade in 2012 included praying in the street and on the sidewalks for the end of the USA through the coming of the Islamic Caliphate. Woe betide you if you wanted to drive or walk through this area, as you would have been roughed up at best. Let's be clear. I'm not calling for denying Muslims their rights as citizens. I'm for strengthening borders, strengthening lax laws, enforcing existing ones, and hopefully creating some order out of chaos. Will this fix everything? No, of course not. I'd never think that anyone could come close to that, but it's a start, and to me, it makes sense. And now, an anecdote. I made a nurse at my doctor's office laugh, and she said, "You're always like a ray of sunshine." I replied, "I like to think of myself as a big shot of nitrous." She laughed again. Thank you for your attention.